Kia ora tato. Welcome to the Filament Fast 5 review for this week. Delighted to be able to share with you the latest book, which is Rebel Ideas by, I think he's UK author, Matthew Syed. The Power of Diverse Thinking. Premise of the book, very simple one, that fostering diversity within teams and within organizations and cultures isn't a nice to have, it's a must have if you want to improve decision making, judgment, innovation and collaboration, and ultimately your outcomes as a business. So the 5 big outtakes from me from this book. First of all, the notion of the dominant leader paradox. This is something we probably all relate to. We can see it playing out in politics at the moment across the world, but we've probably also seen this inside businesses and organizations. In times of heightened uncertainty, we will naturally become attracted to those that appear strong and decisive, and who often have the loudest voice. And of course, there's an inherent danger in that, because those sorts of personalities and those styles of leadership tend to choke off dissent and actually suppress diversity of thinking within an organization. Number 2, the peril of collective blindness. What I mean by this is this idea of becoming a bit of a corporate cyclops. That is taking at face value whatever the system produces, or that the hierarchy produces in a larger organization, and perpetuating that by taking it at face value and not applying critical thinking. So it is your duty as a leader or an employee to actually deliberate, to constructively dissent and to challenge and to really explore whether some of the assumptions or fallacies that may be infecting that thinking have actually been surfaced and can be addressed. Number 3, bake in constructive dissent. So this is about the steps you can take as a leader or as a group of people to ensure that your business or organization actually has the mechanisms by which to resist bias and resist that collective blindness. Think about making challenges and business problems socialized beyond the immediate team that's working on them, so that you can get a different perspective on them. There's a lovely moment of inspiration in the movie World War Z, World War Zombie, starring Brad Pitt. Just do some marketing for him, in which the Israelis have anticipated a zombie outbreak because they operate what's called the 10th man principle. Go and look it up. I won't dwell on it now, but it's essentially building in a devil's advocate to make sure that things that are dismissed by groupthink actually are resisted. Number 4, break out of the echo chamber. So you personally need to think about the sources of influence on your own thinking, and you need to curate them. And you need to curate them by actually seeking out diverse opinions, and opinions that don't just confirm your own bias or your own initial position. Now, you want to do that based on alternative sources that are sort of step out their argument based on logic and evidence, as opposed to just emotion. And the last point, number 5, beware the fallacy of the average. When you're looking at, particularly in marketing, when you're looking at customer types, averages exist mathematically, but they don't actually help us much in real life, because through stats and maths, mostly people operate on a bell curve and on a distribution curve. So designing for the average can actually mean that you're designing for a fictitious consumer. You're better to design for meaningful segments or based on universal insights that you can scale for your business. So there you have it, 5 key takeouts from me. Diversity isn't something that's trendy or fashionable. It's actually a must-have and an essential ingredient for your teams and your culture, especially when you're facing uncertainty. The book highlights small, repeatable mechanisms and actions that you can adopt, but it also, in the spirit of its own thinking, draws examples from really, really diverse parts of life and society. So it's a useful book to inspire you and help you design diversity into your business. As ever, I'd love to know your thoughts, and if you'd like to borrow a copy, you can get in touch. Matewa.